Hello, I'm Dr. Tina Rae, and today I want to share with you my Keep Connected plan. I developed this last year as a response to the pandemic when we entered into the first lockdown. And basically, this was my way of attempting to ensure that I and others could and would stay in touch with each other, because I knew that keeping connected is an absolute essential in terms of maintaining our mental health and overall well-being. I'm revisiting it again now at this current time in November 2021, because I'm so conscious of the fact that many people are currently unable to go into their schools or their place of work due to COVID issues, contracting the virus. My local primary school, for example, shut down last Wednesday due to the fact that so many members of staff had contracted COVID and were unable to attend school to deliver lessons. So I think there is a huge issue at the moment about people actually being unavailable to each other, being out of contact with each other and feeling isolated and worried and more anxious. So this is just my way of trying to support this process of ensuring that we can keep connected together. So the actual plan is very, very straightforward, and I'm just going to go through each of these key elements in turn. So keeping connected emotionally, as far as I'm concerned, is an absolute essential when we've got to be physically apart. So when I'm not with the people I love, when I'm unable to be with them due to COVID-related reasons, obviously, then there's something very important about making sure that I connect with them emotionally on a daily basis to ensure my well-being and to make me feel part of something that's healthy. I think expressing our feelings to other people daily is really, really important. This is so essential, particularly when we're not face to face and we can't do this as we normally would when we just interact casually on a daily basis, because we mustn't, whatever we do, bottle up any anxiety that we feel, because we know that talking in essence begins the healing process. This is a given. We've also got to be careful about really expressing our feelings to ourselves. So if we are feeling stressed or over anxious or upset or just a wee bit down or frightened, we need to acknowledge that, because we also have to accept and understand that sometimes these feelings are not always facts. They're not always correct. Our feelings don't always tell us the truth. And challenging those is often quite important, particularly when we want to cognitively reframe and ensure that what we're actually feeling is really related to what we're experiencing. So very, very important. We acknowledge the mood. We say, yes, this is how I'm feeling. And then we think about it rationally. Is this appropriate? Is this really how I should be feeling? Or is it not quite as bad as I'm feeling? Post that note or card to someone you know is more isolated than yourself. So if you've got a member of staff at home, if you've got a child at home who's unable to attend school or unable to attend the workplace, then just keep them in mind. Being kept in mind is an essential for all of us. Human beings thrive on connection. They thrive on secure attachment. So we need to make sure that those are not broken when we can't physically be together. Connecting with just a simple call and scheduling that into our day is also very, very helpful. Just 5 minutes picking up the phone to someone can make all the difference. We're keeping them in mind, we're thinking about them. I also think there's something about connecting with nature, connecting with what's going on outside of ourselves. It's really, really helpful to our well-being. It connects us and builds those kind of positive endorphin factors, those chemicals, those happy chemicals that increase our positive mood. And this can really help us to just get through each day, particularly when things are, very difficult for us. I think also noticing ourselves in the moment, just stopping to pause and reflect and connecting to our physical, emotional and sensory needs. What is it that I need physically? How am I feeling emotionally? What am I experiencing sensory-wise at this moment in time? Also negating stress levels by just engaging in simple grounding activities, those 5 senses activities, visualization, anchoring back into good times, taking deep breaths, just pausing for that moment, and deep breathing. Very, very easy to do. It's not rocket science, but it can help us enormously. I think as well, thinking about others, examining those around us and trying to notice elements of loneliness, fear, or raised anxiety, even when we are in the workplace, can really be helpful, just offering those few moments to talk. So being observant, keeping them in mind, but being very observant, that watchful waiting of others on a daily basis, building those connections and making sure that we thrive in them. Connecting via social media. Social media doesn't have to be a force for badness or evil. Social media can have a very, very positive effect in terms of actually ensuring that we can connect in a healthy way, and it can really brighten up someone's day, that tiny little message that you just leave. Try sending that virtual hug and relive those real hugs in your mind, visualize them, try to experience them and anchor yourself back to those times when physically you were together. And this can help us also regain that sense of hope that we can be together and physically connect in the future. This doesn't have to last forever. Encourage a culture of connection wherever you are, at home, in the workplace. Taking time to connect, this needs to be and remain a priority, particularly given the current climate and the current difficulties that we're facing in terms of people actually being sent home from work, sent home from school, etc. So very, very important to continue to do this. And timetabling in those daily moments of connection. This is a positive psychology tool in my book. I timetable in daily moments of flow, daily moments of gratitude, timetable in also daily moments of connection with those that you love. Writing it down, having a plan for it can really help. It can work magic. And I think this is really vital. If we see it written down, we're more likely to do it, and to make a plan is the one way that I feel that I can do that most appropriately. And remember, the magic of loving connections, they really do and can heal. So keep connected as we continue to navigate our way through this pandemic. I hope this is useful, and I hope that you can share it. Thank you very much for listening.